Howdy folks, I'm Dan Gross, and welcome to part one of our Rochester Indie Musician Spotlight Holiday Special. We understand that everyone out there celebrates the holiday season a little bit differently, but we hope you enjoy our Christmas music and Christmas conversation all the same. For this special, and for this past season, we filmed in Bob's Shop Records. Located in Rochester, New York, Bob's Shop Records is your Rochester home for jazz, blues, classic rock, and Americana in vinyl for the past 35 years. Joining me today is Carl Stabnow, a Rochester product, and grew up in Rochester, I believe. Brighton, correct?
Brighton, yep, absolutely.
So he's a hometown boy. We're very glad to have him. He is primarily a bari sax player, but he'll be playing something a little different for this set here and for his Charlie Brown Christmas concert. He's been doing this for quite a long time, and we wanted to get him in and have a conversation about it. He's not just playing saxophone himself. He's accompanied by Jacob Dupre on piano, Mike Forfia on bass, and Eric Metzger on drums. That concert is December 10th?
Yes, December 10th.
Carl, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
So the first thing I wanted to do was just talk about the bari sax a little bit. You're playing the tenor for this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of my favorite things that you've said is not everyone knows how to handle the bari, but you play it so well. You don't treat it like a gimmick.
Thank you.
He doesn't treat it like a gimmick instrument. He doesn't do anything that's too crazy. You played really well, but can you tell us a little bit about how you approach the bari?
Sure. Well, I mean, I've had a lot of great mentors on bari sax, and some of the useful advice that I've heard has always been play it like a tenor. So a lot of people see this, they see this big horn and they don't really know what to do with it. It's giant. It's like half my size, and I'm a tall guy to begin with, and they think it's going to be loud and obnoxious. And I'm changing one person at a time. So any gigs or sets that I play bari on is just kind of aimed toward that, but. Holidays, I sell out. I have to admit, I sell out.
he plays tenor very well too, and you also double on flute as well.
Yes.
So he's well versed. This is a question that I think will work well. Jazz and the holidays just seem to be so tied together, and obviously Charlie Brown Christmas is a huge part of that. But I wanted to get your perspective on why the jazz and the holiday season go together. Because if you watch all these commercials, they're not just playing Charlie Brown Christmas.
Right.
They're playing jazz holiday music. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. I mean, I teach music business out at Brockport, and we discuss kind of the history of radio and the way things have gone and how it's proliferated. And if you look back 1920s and 30s when radio was really getting started, jazz was the music of that time.
Yeah, Bing Crosby.
And that was, White Christmas I think is still the best-selling, record of all time.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the proliferation of the music at that point was such that jazz was mainstream. And people's holiday traditions were sitting around the radio. And I think that's kind of carried on to a lot of people. And, it's not what we think of as jazz. You say the word jazz to people, and they've got this picture of people, up there playing random notes, and it sounds, but it's not that. And I think for anybody who really follows jazz, knows that it doesn't have to be that. You listen to it, you become familiar with it. And I think that when you look at holiday music and holiday jazz and Christmas jazz, it's kind of, it's been, I don't want to say rebranded in people's minds, but they're familiar with it. It's something that they're used to.
Yeah.
It's something they've grown up with, yeah.
And speaking of that familiarity, Charlie Brown Christmas had a huge part to do with this. And I wanted to sit down because you have one of the longest standing, if not the longest standing Charlie Brown Christmas concert. I mean, this is a tradition at this point. What year are you on now?
This is year 6.
And that's just it officially, because I know a lot of Eastman cats like Carl is they find a place in Javas to play Charlie Brown Christmas music. But I want to get your perspective on the actual music of Charlie Brown Christmas. What makes that so special?
I think it's linked to melody. I mean, Vince Guaraldi was a great melody writer. He had great tunes. They're really recognizable. And I think that's really helped, create in people's minds this picture of Christmas. You listen to Christmas Time is Here, Linus and Lucy, Christmas is Coming, Skating. It's things that people know. They can sing along with it. It's really relatable, I think.
Yeah. Now, is that what you're going to be playing for us this set? Because for your Charlie Brown Christmas special, it's all Charlie Brown Christmas music.
Yeah, actually, we do a couple holiday arrangements. Every year we try to do something different and pick a couple other standards and kind of give our own perspective. But yeah, we'll primarily be doing Charlie Brown Christmas. I mean, we do the setting every year, our own spin on it every year, so it's a little bit different, but we try to stay true to it. So for today, we're going to do O Tannenbaum, Christmas, O Christmas Tree, and then what's the other one we're going to do? The Christmas Time is Here.
Cool. All right, Carl, thank you so much for joining me today. This was
Absolutely.
Great. I love getting your perspective on everything. You can check out Carl on December 10th playing his annual Charlie Brown Christmas concert with Jacob Dupre on piano, Mike Forfia on bass, and Eric Metzger on drums. But for this show, Eastman Cat and great composer and arranger Julian Garview on piano will be accompanying Carl. This has been part one of the holiday special of the Rochester Indie Musician Spotlight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dan Gross, your host, wishing you a very happy holiday season.